Ex Lucky Like Lou here. Minding my motherfucking business as usual. Minding my motherfucking business as usual from dissenters and parasocialites. That's a term we could coin. And even though, like, you know, the word has always been a word, but the term, a parasocialite. There's a huge amount of parasocialites here in 2026 that we are dealing with en masse. And when I say we, I mean the average common citizen. Well, really, I ain't gonna say the average common citizen, because a lot of them kind of fall into the neutrality blanket, net blanket of, while you might not be picking a side, you're not outright, like, how can I word it? You might not be on the side of, like, you know, good or bad, but neutrality elicits complicit silence. So it's kind of like, you kind of are picking a side, but you're not really picking a side. But you don't get bothered because you didn't pick a side. It's kind of like if somebody was to be watching you be fucking abused or something from a distance, and they just sit there and stare. Not like the people who hold their phones out and get to try to, like, make content out of that shit. That's the weird type of people I don't like to be around, especially within the black community. That shit right there. These niggas love trying to record a fight or, like, conflict. But no different than sex. Conflict sells, sex sells, pain sells. It's something that humans have gotten used to en masse. It is something that humans have gotten used to en masse. Hold on one second. But we're going to talk about something else today that's going on in today's modern social culture. And, you know, honestly, we could call it an honorable mention to go along with the two reasons that I'm primarily been going through what I've gone through and the betrayal I've faced from my state, let alone just multiple states in this country that probably know my face just within the fashion industry and shit. Projection politics. Let's get into it. We are in a culture of projecting a false sense of identity, or if not a false sense of identity, a false sense of perception onto somebody else. And I'm not even just saying this just for me. It happens to plenty of other people. Plenty. When you don't get categorized within a mold, when you're not malleable as the average, when you are not able to be placed into a box, and you just fit that narrative like a lot of people usually do, then come the projection politics. My primary projection politics involve allegedly my sexual identity and orientation. As if, you know, identity and orientation aren't synonymous / don't mean the same thing. So I don't know why people differentiate the two, but I digress. New day and age of sexual education. This is why I say I would love to see what is being taught to kids in school in regards to sex ed. Because when I was in school, before we get into projection politics again, when I was in school, we started learning sex ed in 3rd grade. It was a class for the men, it was a class for the women, and then it was a conjoined, it was a unison one to where we learned about, you know, the opposite sex. Nowadays, I would really learn to love what these kids are being shown out here, because, you know, I imagine it's still something akin to what we were taught within my millennial generation, somewhat akin to it, but I also think there's some smarm there, but that's a whole nother video. Getting back to projection politics, like I said, when you don't fit the average motherfucker's mold, because average people are average, and average can be indicative to whatever definition you give average, but everybody has their own perspective and definition of it, so I'm not about to sit here and outright just give it one size fits all definition. Life isn't that simple. But like I said, when you deal with just a whole bunch of average motherfuckers, we can actually make it a 3P letter alliteration phrasing. When you deal with the parasocial projection politics, oh my gosh. When you deal with the parasocial projection politics of today's contemporary day and age, it will culminate. You have to be strong. You have to be strong. There is no room for weakness. You don't get a moment to be weak. And I don't mean like, you know, going through some sort of bodily ailment or pain type of weak. Because trust me, I had a banging ass headache earlier. And that was mostly just from hunger. It wasn't from even being annoyed by the dumb shit out here. But that was just from hunger. I ate, I chilled out, I smoked, I'm good. But you don't have any room to be mentally weak to this shit. You really don't. Because then you succumb to the project. Not necessarily succumb, but you allow it to, for some, take shape and, you know, reshape your identity. I've never allowed anything or anybody to define my identity. You just got a whole bunch of, in today's day and age, you get a whole bunch of people who think because they're the logic they hold is because it's more of us than them, or it's more of us than him in regards to my situation. Well, if we're all saying it, then we're all right. No. It doesn't necessarily go like that. There's no sort of empirical evidence there, or everything that's being said is an opinion. Anything that is stated by a feeling, or how can I word it? If it's not a feel, if it's prefaced by the word I feel, or it's just a think piece that comes from you and there's no sort of showing, it's an opinion. And that's where you have too many people, and too many, especially within these motherfucking, you know, sunburn warriors. We have too many opinions of people that really shouldn't even be allotted one. But especially in today's day and age of digital motherfucking, you know, the online world. This is why I deleted my social media, because social media has given a voice to the village idiot. Back in my day of growing up, the stupidest motherfucker that you know, whether it was in your neighborhood or whatever motherfucking environment you coexisted in or patronized or whatever the fuck, they were contained to that exact environment. Now that we got Facebook and YouTube and motherfucking Twitter and motherfucking Threads and motherfucking TikTok, I've never made a TikTok. I don't even plan on downloading that shit. I have never made a TikTok. I'm proud about that. I don't be on social media, man. This shit, it be some funny shit I see from time to time, but I don't be on social media. It's too much digital ass shit. It's too many corn puffs on social media. It's too many people who do nothing but sit around all day and be on their phones. When was the last time you read a book, motherfucker? This is why the literacy level is at a 6th grade reading level. Why you think you got a whole bunch of grown-ass adults acting like middle schoolers? Motherfuckers are stuck in the past. Grow up. But getting back to the fucking topic of the video, like, dog, the parasocial projection politics, and I can only imagine what it's like for women. I can never speak about, I can speak from the outside looking in, but I'm not a woman, so I'll never truly know. Like, I'm not a woman. I don't have periods. I don't have the ability to give childbirth. It's gonna have to be a woman that belabors those thoughts and feelings of what the fuck y'all go through. So that's why I don't be talking on the women. Like, no. Projection politics. I don't deal with projection politics. Because really, that's really deep down on the inside, that's an innate desire within your mind. I don't do that. And plus, I don't narrate other people's lives. Really, Schadenfreude is karmic suicide. Schadenfreude is karmic suicide. And gossip is witchcraft. But we ain't about to get spiritual with it in this video. We ain't about to get spiritual. Yeah, man. But if I had to say what was the worst crowd within this parasocial projection politics shit is, it's really the motherfuckers who are stuck trying to relive high school. And I mean more so within my millennial generation and maybe even Gen X. We ain't talking about the teenagers of today's day and age. I couldn't care less. I'm not talking about the teenagers of today's day and age. They're teenagers. They kind of get room and grace to be a little bit goofy and say the things they say. But for the adults, especially if you're in your mid to late 30s, 40s, and 50s, what's going on there? What's going on there? I mean, I know what's going on, but what's really going on there? I want to hear it from your mouth. But that's the thing. You really can never get people to talk about themselves, or most people, or not most, but like with this type of person we're talking about here, there's not too much depth there. Like you might see, like, you know, imagine it rains, and you know how you'll see random puddles throughout the landscape, and you do your best, you accidentally step on one and you think it's gonna be deep, and then it's like it comes up to like an inch on the motherfucking like bottom part of your shoe. So it's just really shallow. It's not too much there. Hold up, I got something on my face. Either way, man, I don't associate with the I don't associate with the parasocial projection politics crowd. I don't narrate other people's lives. If anything, I get to know you. That was what we had to do in my day and age of socialization. I say my day and age like I'm an old ass motherfucker out this bitch. I'm only 30. 30 is not old. And again, really, 30 is really the entry years to your adult life. 30 ain't old, but it's too old to be doing certain shit. I don't endeavor myself in it, but yeah, man, like I said, back in my day, we actually got to know people by asking things about them without putting on a performance, without just trying to make it seem like we're oh so perfect. That's the parasocial performance projection politics. We got 3 different alliteration epithets within one video. Shit is actually crazy, and I think I might title it that. Parasocial performative projection politics. Oh man, I love it. I love it. Hopefully these can be terms that can be used in some sort of classroom setting. I'm not about to sit here and say DSM-6 unless you want to give me some money for that. But like, seriously, these terms do need to be coined, and I would even say, go as far as to say, be taught to the next generation, Gen Z, and the generation of kids that will follow from them once they get old enough to have kids themselves. This needs to be taught to them. Because like I said, all this shit out here, this is really for them. They're going to inherit this environment, and whatever else may or may not change about it, or whatever else brand new might come about it. So you really just have to fucking separate yourself from it. Like, this is why I'm by myself a lot, and it's a lot of peace by myself. I do be having the moments where I'm by myself, where it's like I'm feeling a type of way, is really only when I'm unemployed. And you know, I'm unemployed right now. Just lost my job. Excuse me. I just lost my job Wednesday for no reason. But I mean, I'm not the only black person that lost their job in this country for no reason. Trust me. I'm not trying to make that a me issue. I'm not the only one going through that, but I'm just describing my situation. But motherfuckers want to see you broke. Motherfuckers want to see you hungry. Motherfuckers want to see you going through some strife. I'm a homebody in the first place. I don't give a fuck about missing any of this bullshit out here. You know what I do give a fuck about? Not working. Not making money. Whatever sort of relationship dynamic can form from, like, you know, that would be a genuine one, or like one where I would actually call you a friend, acquaintance, whatever the fuck type of title would go with our relationship dynamic, that could happen naturally on its own throughout life. So I'm not really in a rush for that, but you know, it would be nice to have some friends, but I'm not sitting here, it's no skin off my fucking bones for the shit. Or I'm not sitting here crying into a pillow at night about the shit. And coming from a man, I'll tell you right now, a lot of these average men that don't like me cry into the pillows at night, barring the moments where they're sleeping in the bed, if they have a spouse, or you know, they're sleeping next to somebody. When men sleep alone, they cry alone. Average man cries. Don't let this fake tough shit out here fool you. These niggas is crying themselves to sleep. And I'm using niggas universally here in regards to race. I'm about to stop doing that. But these motherfuckers cry themselves to sleep. Do not be fooled by the motherfucking smarm of image within the public perception. It's a lot hidden behind that facade, I promise you. And I'm not making fun of them crying. I'm just making an objective point. I ain't call you no bitch or nothing behind it. I could have. I should. But I'm not. Either way, you have to go through it to get to it. But it's just like, damn, man. In regards to my case and betrayal, and the worst part about it, I don't even want to get into it. You really just have to separate yourself from the shit, man. But I will say, like, especially if you're someone dealing with something similar / akin to what I'm going through, and I guarantee you I'm not the only person that has, like, more often than not, the average victim of this type of shit is a woman, but there are certain select men that go through it. But the difference in between telling, like, who's really going through what and whether it stops or not, the ones it stops for are the ones who end up succumbing to that side. Let me say it like that. The ones who have the bullshit stop happening to them, or like it just dies down ever so quietly, those are the ones that submit to parasocial, performative, projection politics. Me, I'm incorruptible. So really, I'm probably gonna have to ride out. I'm really gonna probably have to ride this shit out for a while. Given, and I'm not trying to sit here and like speak that into existence, but however long it takes to dismantle whatever system or the people that are in the positions they are in, that motherfucking allotted this bullshit to happen to someone who's never harmed nobody, let alone, let me say, when I say harm, I mean traumatized. To someone that's never traumatized anybody, it is gonna take whatever system is in place, or the people, because it ain't just one motherfucker that allowed this bullshit to happen, to falling out of there, and damn sure not no graceful fall, but falling out of whatever position they're in, that they have, for shit like this to kind of like really, really, really die down. Because I'll tell you like this, like I said, my trust is motherfucking, nigga, my trust go to the moon and back. That's over 500,000 miles of trust. I'm skeptical about whatever opportunity, even from jobs I apply to, I'm skeptical about that. It's hard for me to figure out what job I want to apply to. I have to apply to jobs to where I won't be limited to not being able to get back to where I'm laying my head. Not even laying my head, because I don't sleep on the bed. I sleep in the fucking chair, just in case I have to get ready for whatever. But when I say that, I mean, like, if I'm getting off late at night, especially on a Sunday, shit, I have to find a way to get back via bus or two-stepping it. There have been times where I was working downtown in Detroit, and this used to not be a problem here within Detroit and Metro Detroit. The fast bus system used to run all night up until it was cycle into a new day, and the new day for the bus system starts at like 5:36 in the morning. The fast bus system used to run every hour, like, every hour on the hour after a certain point. I think after midnight it would run, or after 1 in the morning, I really want to say. Like, once it hit 1 in the morning, then the next one would come at 2, then 3, then 4. It don't hit like that no more. Even on Sundays, it used to do that. I used to be able to get home from downtown whenever I used to work at jobs like Joe Muir, or, well, not the yacht club, but when I used to work at Joe Muir, or what other jobs did I work that I used to take the bus late? Primarily that one, I think. Yeah, I think that might have been the only one besides, like, yeah, because the rest of them were after COVID. So or even on the rare occasions where I might go get a drink out with a coworker, and these motherfuckers be liking to go bar to bar and motherfucking after hours as a nigga. It's like, I'm not trying to drink this much, but either way niggas will get off, and by the time we get done from like going bar to bar, it'll be like 3 in the morning or like 2:30 in the morning. I was still able to get home and walk a very short distance to get back to the crib. It ain't like that no more. So I have to consider that with the jobs I have to apply to. I damn sure ain't trying to, I mean, that's not to say I wouldn't apply to nothing locally over here, but I damn sure that's like a last resort type thing, nigga. I ain't trying to work in an area where I have to damn near lay my head in, nigga. Motherfuckers already know where I stay at. I'm not trying to work in the same type of area. That sound crazy. I don't get that allotted to me. Fuck no. I don't have that grace being able to be given to me. I'm on my last motherfucking cigar right now. I think I got enough to get one more. Either way. And then I got food in the room, obviously, so I'm decent on food. I ain't tripping on that. But yeah, man, these this quintuple P alliteration of parasocial performative projection politics, it has to stop. It has to stop. People are choosing to focus on this, and like I said, I'm not the only one that has to go through something like this. In a country with over 300 million plus people, I highly doubt it. But even if I was, this is a small, and you know, it's only like this it's only like this as we're crossing each other within the same environments, or like same coexisting within the same spaces. I highly doubt motherfuckers are thinking about me once they pass the scene, somebody yelling out their car, whatever the fuck, whatever sort of disdain or dislike they may have for me. I promise you, once they get like a mile down the road, they're not thinking about me. But it's the fact that this is something in your mind you choose to hyper focus on instead of the real social problems in life that we can grab, like unaffordability of groceries and rising rent. And I don't have a car, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know if y'all, besides gas, I don't know if y'all car insurance or car payments are high. It's none of my business. I don't pocket watch. I'm not a woman or gay. But like, we're choosing to hyper focus on bullshit rather than the things that actually matter. And this is why nothing fucking changes. This is why nothing changes, and this is why I be so hard on motherfuckers in public and within society of all racial dynamics. Your skin color don't save you. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I really don't. I can respect it if you're respectful, but like, I really don't give a fuck about that shit, because you're afflicted by it the same way as me. Your skin color does not save you from the necessities of life being robbed from you. I hope you realize that. I will hope so. Please, let's not go to the Twilight Zone now. But like, seriously, there has to be an impasse reached, or some sort of okay, enough is enough reached, because I've been at my limit. I was at my limit last year, June 1st, during my first day of homelessness. And the terrible shit started happening to me day one of homelessness. So like I said, I was at my limit last year. My last string of sanity been cut already. I'm out here moving and grooving and just keep it to myself based off of pure prerogative and force of will of me being a good person. It definitely has nothing to do with sanity. I've been said this multiple times. I'm feral. I am feral. I am feralized. I don't trust 90% of motherfuckers in this state. But you did that. You did that to yourselves. Hold on. Or it came unstrapped. I fucking hate the way I gotta do these things. Either way. I thought I was like gonna be able to get some new ones today. I went to Plato's Closet. Sidebar. I went to Plato's Closet to go sell some clothes. Lo and behold, they didn't even take everything. And the snooty little white girl behind the counter talking about something, they had $3.60 for me. And then I tried to sell my records today, which, you know, like I said, these motherfuckers are trying to do everything they can for you to not get some money. 3 out of those 5 records that I had, I played them on a record player. I don't have my record player anymore, but last time I played them, they had no skips on it. It might have been a little bit dusty, but you can wipe the dust off with a paper towel, very light brushing of paper towel and water. You don't even need to use, you're not supposed to use soap or like alcohol on the vinyl. But the point is, they would have worked if somebody wanted to purchase it. These motherfuckers wouldn't even take the fucking vinyls. I just wasted my time going to 2 different record shops that I will never be going to ever again. really the entire time was really just wasted just trying to go out and get some extra money. I can't even donate plasma no more because of being banned due to quote-unquote behavioral issues. Behavioral issues? I don't talk to the motherfuckers up in there. I damn sure don't talk to any of the patrons in there going to donate plasma. I remember when I first started even donating plasma, CSL plasma. I had random motherfuckers just mad at me. I was just existing up in that bitch going up there to donate plasma. Let alone motherfuckers to be mad at you. You be a new donor at a place, and you know when you're a new donor at a place, you get like a bonus or extra money you get from being a new donor, because I guess your plasma's pristine because you've never done it, or like you've waited long enough to be considered a new donor. Hold up. It goes back to the pocket watching thing. Motherfuckers will be mad you getting the bonus that eventually runs out once you donate so many times, and then you get the regular rate that everybody gets. So these this quintuple P letter alliteration of parasocial performative projection politics needs to stop immediately. I don't know what the source of this shit is in regards to who just like abides and abets for it and even orchestrates it. I have never been with any of this type of shit in my fucking life. It's interesting to really watch people operate from a distance, and even the dynamic of being a part of the conglomerate just so you don't have to go through what someone else is going through. It's very interesting to watch that happen and unfold in real life as well. It's all about, like I said, the only things that separate us is perspective and information, and I guess I get it. But at the same time, if more people en masse implored for this, there wouldn't be a problem of you going through the undesirable that you're trying to avoid going through. You see what I'm saying? Like, this isn't even I guess some might consider what I just said a critical thought. That's not even a critical thought for me. That's common fucking sense. There's power in numbers. What did I just mention towards the like 10-minute mark of this video about how dudes feel like because we're all saying it against him, you know, power, quote unquote, except that's not power, that's just a bunch of weak conglomeration. But you know, it kind of speaks akin to or synonymously to the dynamic of power in numbers. There's power in numbers. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Well, not all men and women, but you get what I mean. Either way, I think I've spoken everything I want to spoke about this video about to hit 30 minutes, but this was actually a longer one that needed to be talked about. I'm going to coin that motherfucking 4-P letter alliterative term. It rolls off the it rolls off the tongue so nicely when you don't have cotton mouth and you're not hitting a cigar. Parasocial performative projection politics. Very fucking nice phrase. Let me have some water because my throat is actually dry. And the bass of my voice is starting to motherfucking fade. Hold up. But man, yeah, we just coined a whole social term out here. I love it. I know if these terms ever, there we go. I know if these terms ever come up in a book, I better get paid for it. Shit. Give me my royalties and my motherfucking flatline rate payment. Huge one. 5 to 6 figures. I'm out here doing social activist work and social motherfucking psychoanalytic work without motherfucking even having the job that would be like able to motherfucking allot me to get out of homelessness. I'm out here doing social activist work and social motherfucking psychoanalytic work. Just to get the knowledge out here for free on YouTube. And really, it ain't even just YouTube, but there's power in your voice. Me speaking in real life, somebody's gonna hear this and be influenced, especially amongst the youth. Not all of them. It doesn't even have to be youth. It could be somebody my age or my millennial generation. I'm a last year millennial. I remember some chick tried to say I was a part of this. I remember some chick tried to say downtown I was a part of the snowflake generation. I'm just like, Kevin Samuel said it best. Why are we so homophobic? Why are we so motherfucking obsessed with making everything homoerotic? Even though I know the reason. But that ain't today's topic. So we ain't gotta talk about that motherfucker. We ain't gotta talk about that shit. I'm gonna go get me one more Black and Mild. Then I'm about to go back inside and watch something. Apply for jobs while I'm watching something. This shit got me thinking of, what was that movie? The Wayans Brothers and White Chicks. Fucking funny. But, yeah, man. I'm about to go get me another cigar. One of the nasty little filter ones. Instead of an actual fucking, cigar, because I'm fucking broke. I'm unemployed, so I'm broke, nigga. But that's the thing, I'm not afraid to say, like, you know, I'm unemployed or something. It's not like I made myself lose my job. Hell, motherfuckers didn't even go through the proper channels of saying I was unemployed. Or, you know, fired. No sort of write-up. No sort of warning, like, hey, you got people coming back saying X, Y, and Z. Why don't you get your act together? But there was no act to get together because I wasn't saying nothing to these motherfuckers. Not in the workplace. Outside of the workplace, that don't mean shit. I'll cuss you out all day. I don't give a fuck about that shit. That don't got the thoughts and words that come out of Lou Ron Turner's mouth when he's not on the clock are representative of me, myself, and I. Damn sure not no job. Especially one that's not a career. Especially one that's not a career. Hell, I be seeing people be having that in their social media bios, and I feel like, I'm like, damn, if we gotta have it to where like that's in our social media bios, there's too much, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess I'll say heat for a less sophisticated word. There's too much heat on policing what somebody says, even if it has nothing whatsoever to do with the job or career you employ yourself upon. So the shit is just crazy, man. But it ties back to performative, parasocial performative projection politics. Everything is connected. Everything. Beyond what I'm talking about right now, beyond all social dynamics, it's a human thing. It's humanity. It's humanity. It's humanity. So yeah, man. Like I said, I'm about to get me a cigar. I'm about to go back inside. You want my advice if you're dealing with the motherfucking 4 P's of motherfucking humanity, that's what we'll call it too. Besides the 4 P's of alliteration, the 4 P's of humanity, separate. Just separate. If you gotta be alone, be alone. As long as you love yourself, let alone even like yourself, you will be fine. I promise you. I love myself. I just hate what the fuck I'm existing around. That's what I hate, nigga. But we did a video on hate as well. There's nothing wrong with hatred as long as it's rational and things that are supposed to be hated. Now, if it's something like racism or crazy shit, yeah, that's not good hate. But I gotta use my phone for tap to pay, so I think I'm done yapping. Later.